What up guys, I'm Jacques Slade, and if you don't want to stick around and watch this full video, here are the key things that you need to know. In Back to the Future 2, which was released in 1989, Marty McFly went to the year 2015 from 1985, and Doc Brown gave him a pair of Nike Air Mags. The shoes were self-lacing and lit up and have been the shoe of dreams basically for kids that saw that movie. Well, that and also the hoverboard. According to the movie, the day Marty appeared in 2015 was October 21st at 4:29 p.m. in Hill Valley, California. If all holds true, Nike is expected to release the self-lacing Nike Air Mag on that same day, which could possibly amount to one of the most highly anticipated sneaker releases of all time. People have literally been waiting 26 years for this shoe. Of course, there is a lot more to this story, so this is the story of the Nike Air Mag 2015, fact versus fiction. Though he wasn't as popular back in the late 80s as he is now in 2015, Tinker was already a star at Nike, where he was the designer of the popular Air Jordan 3, the Air Max 1, and the Air Trainer 1. Though Tinker gets a lot of the credit for the shoe, current Nike CEO Mark Parker was actually part of the team that helped create the legendary Nike Air Mag. As Tinker tells this story, Universal reached out to the Nike Hollywood Promotions office that was created to get Nike product placed in movies, TVs, and on stage for musical acts. Usually they would use product that was already created. However, for this request, Universal wanted something from the future. As Tinker put it, it was a new idea for us to design a specific product for a specific purpose in a movie. It was a first for us to be actually involved with anything like this. After meeting with Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale about the film, Tinker and Mark realized that the filmmakers really didn't have a solid direction for the shoes, with the exception of the mag or magnetized portion of the shoe. They had some ideas about people walking on walls, and that was also how Marty was going to stay connected to the hoverboard. During the talks with the director and the producer, Tinker and Mark started to throw in some of their own what ifs, and the process became pretty similar to how Nike deals with their professional athletes today. After their meeting, Tinker went back to Portland, compared notes with Mark, and started working on designs and models. Unlike his past work, this would be an opportunity to look way ahead in the future and create a shoe that he believed would be somewhat intelligent, able to turn on and become alive. Once he had designs he liked, Tinker presented his ideas to Zemeckis and Gale with storyboards that included a drawing of Marty on a bench putting on his shoes saying, "Wow, power laces." This scene was eventually borrowed from Tinker and translated into the film, with Marty sitting in the DeLorean and saying,
"Power laces, all right."
Tinker did not receive writing credit for the scene. While talking about the movie, Tinker mentions that several versions of the original shoe were made in different sizes, none of which were actually working models. Each pair was made for different uses, and in fact, they didn't even light up on their own. Michael J. Fox, who played Marty McFly, had to wear a battery pack in his pocket with wires running down his pants legs to light them up. They also didn't have power laces. There was actually guides under the false floor that pulled the laces from beneath to make them actually tighten up. After the movie came out, there was a bit of buzz about the shoe, but for the most part, it was over. Tinker said that people would mention the shoe to him every once in a while, but he often had other projects on his desk and couldn't focus really on anything about the shoe. That part of Nike history was over. But then Tinker caught word of several petitions in the 2000s that asked Nike to make the shoe. It was then, 2005 to be exact, that he approached Tiffany Beers to create what we know now as the Nike Mag from 2011. Tiffany went to work to basically recreate the shoe from scratch with the exception of the power laces. She not only made an almost perfect recreation of the shoe, she made it a lot more durable, added some cushioning, and made the shoes light up with a self-contained battery unit and LEDs. That version of the shoe was created in limited numbers, a total of 1,510 to be exact, and was launched in 2011. The proceeds from the shoe went to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's disease and ended up raising $9.4 million. Since that time, a couple licensed versions of the Nike Mag have released from Universal, neither of which actually have the power laces or the Nike swoosh. This brings us to 2015. While speculation is high for the launch of the Nike Air Mag for 2015, no one really knows for sure if Nike will actually release the Nike Air Mag as the self-lacing shoe. Back at the 2011 launch, Nike mentioned that they would be launching a self-lacing shoe in 2015, but they were vague on whether that shoe would actually be the Nike Air Mag. Now, would it make sense to create a non-mag self-lacing shoe? Probably not. People want to see the Nike Mag they saw in the movie, but Nike has technically already released that shoe. Well, kinda. Also, looking at the Nike patents on the self-lacing shoe, it appears that there will actually be no air. The lacing system seems to be housed in the shoe's midsole where the Nike Air would traditionally be placed. It's really confusing. I reached out to Nike for a comment last week asking about the Nike Mag 2015 and if they had any plans to release the shoe, and they have yet to actually reply. So let me go on record. I personally think there will be a Nike Air Mag released on October 21st. Do I have any proof? No, but you should definitely keep watch on Nike on October 21st at 4:29 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everyone from Toyota to Pepsi is bringing their products back, so why not Nike? Will it go on sale? Will it be auctioned off for charity again? Will it be limited? Will it come in the big shoebox like from the movie? These are all questions we need to know, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The only other option, and this is a very slim chance, is November 22nd, which is the day the movie was actually released back in 1989. So what do you guys think? Am I crazy, or is the Air Mag coming out tomorrow? Let me know in the comments down below, and give that like button a tap if you really like this video. I am Jacques Slade, and this is everything I know about the Nike Air Mag 2015 fact versus fiction. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Flywire is there as well, which you should feel more with the better fitting booty construction and the mesh overlay. Now, despite being a bit bigger, Nike has shaved an ounce off the total weight, which should help you over the course. This off, so I'm just separating. There's a seam beneath here, and I just use the seam splitter to go through and open that.